It is 106.3 FM. We're considering the station the voice of the community. We have a big election coming up next Tuesday, and it involves so many different candidates. We happen to have one in the studio with us this morning. This is Mr. David Myracle. He is running for a Bell County Judge Executive. We are live at 8:26 on a Friday. Good morning. How are you, David?
Good morning, Brian. Doing real good.
You know, this has been it's been one of those elections that for some of those folks running, their districts have changed a little bit. You know, the districts meet the candidates event last night. You know, you've had an opportunity to go out into the community, knock on doors, ring phones, pass out the cards. What's been your favorite part of meeting the folks?
Just that, meeting the people, getting out and visiting your neighbors, trying to get something, know something about them and let them know something about you.
There you go. So how long have you been a Bell County resident?
Just a few days over 50 years.
All right, so I would say you're one of the folks that can actually say, yep, I am a Bell County resident. Like me, I'm kind of a transplant. And I guess people felt sorry for me and just adopted me here. But you've been here for a very long time. Do you go to school around here as well?
Yes.
What school did you go to?
Well, I attended Covage Elementary and then graduated from Bell County High School in 1982.
Oh, okay. All right. Not too many years separating us. I'm an 87 graduate. Why did you want to get into the political fray? Why did you want to run for a Bell County judge?
I'm not to say a politician. Mm-hmm. I've seen a lot of things happen in Bell County over the past few years that I don't agree with, and I'd like to see changed. There's been a lot of lines crossed, and a lot of borders compromised. I'd like to put it back on the line.
And you know, there's a lot of folks who will just kind of sit back and watch things happen, and they never take that extra step to go ahead and run or to step into this thing we call politics. And, I personally believe it's a brave thing on behalf of anybody who wants to run for office. Have you had a lot of support from your family?
Yes. Yes, I have.
That's good. That's good. If you're, and this is a question I asked you during the debates. If your supporters were asked, hey, what do you think about David Myracle? What would you say that they would say about you?
Well, I'm honest, dependable. I'll work hard. I've worked for everything I've got, and I'll work hard for the voters of Bell County if they'll let me.
All right. Let's say that tomorrow's the election and you get in, okay? You're the judge executive now. What kind of changes is David Myracle wanting to make that you can tell folks about now?
I want you to know where your tax dollar is going. Mm-hmm. I want to be completely open, records, receipts from every penny of tax dollars that I'm a part of spending. Like I'd said when we had the debates, I've attended the meetings for years. It's always pay bills and make necessary transfers. That tells me little more than nothing on how my tax dollars being spent. I want to know where it's going, and I'll tell you. I'll show you the receipts anytime you want to come in my office and see them.
Are you going to have an open door policy if you're elected?
Yes.
So someone can, within reason, obviously if you're in a meeting, or something like that, you can't just barge in, but within reason, I need to speak to Judge Executive Myracle.
I've got an open door policy right now. My phone number is 337-7824. Call me anytime you want to.
All right. That kind of leads me to the transparency of the office. If folks are asking for, hey, I'd really like to see what happened in the last meeting. I didn't get a chance to see it on TV. You willing to make whatever happened there and the things that you're working on, make those available to folks to know about?
Yes. Any records, any minutes of the physical court meetings, I'll make that available to them anytime they want it. They won't have to pay for it neither. All
right. Right now, as the candidate for judge executive, what kind of sets you apart from some of the other folks that you, if you were talking to someone who is undecided right now, okay? You're running on the Republican ticket?
Yes.
Okay. What is setting you apart from your opponents that people are going to say, hey, I really need to consider David Myracle?
There's one thing that really, really bothers me.
Okay.
If you're going to charge a tax for a service, you need to provide that service.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're going to raise the taxes that's providing that service, you definitely need to provide that service. And that was done through the insurance premium tax. It was raised from 5 to 6%. I'll lower it back to 5 and still provide the service.
You talking about like an agreement between the fire department and the fiscal court?
Yes. I won't wait till the week before the election to try to get an agreement with them.
Mm-hmm.
There's money in that account right now to support the volunteer fire department and should have been supporting that volunteer fire department. I know there's been from the fiscal court saying mismanagement of funds, then where's the proof? I'm going to tell you something. June the 21st, 2007, the sheriff of Bell County, then still the sheriff today, testified in federal court under oath that neither he nor his office was investigating the Bell County Volunteer Fire Department for any reason. Now, if you're going to make allegations like that, withhold funding and hold the taxpayers' dollars for a service, put something out there instead of a bunch of malicious, slanderous lies that hurts the taxpayers, destroys an organization trying to help their community. The insurance premium tax, 45% of it goes directly to the Bell County Ambulance Service. That's about $360,000 a year.
Okay.
The ambulance service makes 4,000, 4,500 runs, somewhere in that neighborhood.
Wow, I didn't know it was that many.
I want the people to realize that nearly $100 of the expense of making one run is already paid for out of your insurance premium tax before that ambulance ever leaves the station.
Okay.
Now, they don't give discounts and they don't give frequent travel miles. Mm-hmm. I'm not saying the ambulance service don't need their budget supplement. Sure they do. But it's not the funds available nor the equipment provided. It's the management of both. Now, I'd like to be your county judge. I don't stand on ceremony or have no stock in titles. My name's David, and I'll answer it anytime you want to talk to me. I'd like to see a local government work together with all agencies and organizations in this county to help this county.
Okay.
I don't want, if you see fit to put me in as your county judge, I don't want 5 magistrates to come in there or 5 politicians to simply say yes, yes. I want 5 dedicated individuals with a commitment and the integrity to stand up and speak up for the voters who put them there. I don't expect everybody to agree with me. I ain't going to agree with everybody else. But we can work together and make a difference.
And come Tuesday, on the 20th, you're looking for that vote because you think that you're the candidate that's going to fulfill the needs of the county. Is that right?
Yes, it is.
Within that first year, the changes that you've mentioned in the interview so far, how easy do you think those things are going to be to implement? Is it going to be an overnight process, or is it something that may take just a little while for people to get used to, or that may take a little while to bring to the fiscal court so they can vote on it?
Well, you have to go through the legal process.
Well, of course,
in any
yeah.
government.
Yeah.
It would have to be presented. I think that I've heard that there was an agreement signed yesterday between the Bell County Fiscal Court and the Bell County Volunteer Fire Department.
Last night, yes. But it's not, technically it can't go into effect until they vote the next, fiscal
Right.
court. But go ahead.
I believe there can be an agreement. There is an agreement. It's on file right now in the clerk's office down there in the courthouse. And it was agreed on between the county judge, Willie Hendrickson,
Mm-hmm.
and the chief of the Bell County Volunteer Fire Department at the time, Earl DeBusk. That agreement stood in force and effect and uninterrupted for over 26 years. Your fiscal court you got right now come in the first 60 days changed it. They cut the funding for your volunteer fire department by 69%. And they still wanted the fire department to maintain and operate 9 stations. At one time, there was 9 stations in this county because the headquarters building, the training facility there, is a fire station. There's trucks and equipment kept there to respond to fires, and the majority of which, a lot of them, is responded out of that station first. And I want people to know exactly who I am. David Markle. I joined the Bell County Volunteer Fire Department on March the 21st, 1996. I served as an active member for nearly 17 years. I'm still a member. I haven't been active with them for nearly 2 years, and there's a reason for it. I'm not going to be responsible for that organization and held accountable and somebody else dictating what I can and cannot provide for my firefighter. No matter what kind of contract is ever drawn up between the Bell County Volunteer Fire Department and the Bell County Fiscal Court, the chief of that department and the board members of that organization are responsible for it, and the fiscal court can never be held accountable for any liability or actions of that department. It's a volunteer organization, a nonprofit organization. Any nonprofit organization under Chapter 273 of the Kentucky Revised Statutes, no one member or any group of individuals in that organization or outside it can ever own it. It is owned in and of itself. The members, the officers, and the board of directors are just as much a part of it as the buildings and the trucks.
All right. Coming up Tuesday, folks, Mr. David Myracle is looking for your vote. Any parting words, sir?
I'd like to ask for your vote on May the 20th. If you can't vote for me, vote for somebody. Make your choice and vote, because it is important. I want to be your county judge. I want to work for you. But I by far rather see you know the truth than to ever have your vote. Remember me on May the 20th if you can. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. David Myrickle running for Judge Executive.